Hi guys, Unela Mazwide, and I am back with another one. I just changed. Same day, just a different hour. It's 17:05 and I'm doing this video on EPIK interview, possible interview questions. So I'll try and let you guys have like an idea of, but firstly, let me introduce myself properly. I am Nele Mazwide, who successfully passed 2 of her interviews with EPIK, and I'd only applied twice. So which means basically pass on my interviews and now with the EPIK. Do you get it? Anyways, let us go straight into it. So the first question, tell us about yourself. So with this one, I think EPIK doesn't really want you to tell them, Uguti, I like to play a game, my favorite color is orange. No, girl. So in this one, they already have an idea of who you are. You can also repeat yourself, Mautanda. Hi, I am Mazwide from South Africa. I hold a bachelor's degree in this and that, and a TEFL certificate. I've had the honor of teaching English in maybe a specific country or even in South Africa. I've taught English in South Africa, or I've taught in South Africa. I taught this and this and that. I've experienced working with children and supporting learners from different backgrounds. In South Africa, that is the case. I enjoy creating lessons that are fun, interactive, and help students feel more motivated, confident, to want to try, right? So you basically are selling yourself, what qualifications you have, like the kind of person that you are. You can include, yeah, during my spare time, I like reading, I like exploring and stuff like that, but just make it straight to the point. Don't go on and on and on and on. Just straight to the point. Highlight the very important things. Don't make it about just you as well. Make it about you as a teacher. I love creating interactive lessons. The second question would be, why do you want to teach English in South Korea, right? So now you talk about South Korea. What is it that you know about South Korea? And with the confidence, I know that South Korea values education. And I admire how seriously learning English is. I know that South Korea values education. I also want to experience the Korean culture while contributing positively to the students' language development. It's about the students. It's about you as a teacher. What are you bringing in? Like Zotolan from Wena, if we employ you, what is it that we're going to get from you? Even though you're going to be exploring the culture, but you're also supporting the kids, you're also teaching. I feel like you shouldn't be like, I want to explore, I want to travel in Korea, I want to make money. We know that. Just don't make it about how you how you are going to benefit from teaching in Korea, basically. That is how I'd say I understand it. They don't want it to be like that, I think. I've never made it about me. The third one would be, why did you choose EPIK, right? Like, I chose EPIK because I know EPIK focuses on public education and cultural exchange. You like that EPIK has the co-teacher type of system, type of vibe, co-teacher model, and structured support for teachers. EPIK does offer that. It offers structured support for teachers. It offers the co-teaching methods where you have a co-teacher in your classroom, someone that you're going to teach with. So co-teacher is basically someone who actually helps you. Others help you, others don't. It depends on what you guys agree on. So that's why you'd want to go with EPIK. There's a cultural exchange. You can share about your culture to the kids, and they would also share about their culture. So it's a give and take. What can you bring? What can you offer the kids that might be different? Tell us about your country, etc. Yeah, just say nice things that you know about EPIK, anything that you know that EPIK offers. That's what you mentioned. I think sometimes they would ask, I think this one goes hand in hand with the why Korea. This one says, number 4, what do you know about the EPIK program? I know that the EPIK program places native English teachers in public schools across South Korea to support communicative English learning. Teachers work alongside Korean teachers, those are your co-teachers, right? And often teach multiple grades. So that is why I would like to join the EPIK program. You would teach 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th grades. I heard other people also get placed in Tolguti, you're in primary school and you're also in a middle school. So just make it seem like you like that idea. Make it seem like you're flexible, you're open to it. Yep. Let us move on to question number 5. Question number 5 would be, what is your teaching philosophy? This one used to hick me up. It used to hick me up, but you'd be like, I believe students learn better in a supportive environment where they feel safe to make mistakes. Lessons should be interactive, student-centered, and focuses on communication and not fear. So you'd create an environment where the kids are able to come to you and ask you questions, are able to raise their hands and, be able to interact basically with you as a teacher. And also maybe interact with the other students, not be scared, not be shy, to ask questions, make mistakes, this and that, right? Number 6, describe your teaching style. My teaching style is organized but flexible. So they need to know that you organize your lessons, but you're also flexible because things change like this in Korea. Like things change like this. You'd know about a change of a lesson in like 30 minutes. They're like, hey, you need to do this and this and this. So they need to know that even though you're organized, but you're also flexible. Mm-hmm. What teaching methods do you use? I'm a methodology. So you mentioned, I use games, you can use role plays, you can use repetition, you pair them into groups or pairs, you group them or have them in pairs, you use videos, visuals, that is the most common thing in these countries because we have like screens in the classes, so you can use that. It's games, it's come to the front, do this, do that, you do this, you do that, so that everyone can engage in the same thing. Because these methods, they help students practice speaking naturally and build connections. I feel like when the students are able to interact also with each other, it makes it easier for them to get used to the language and communicate better. How do you teach students with low English proficiency? So with this one, I'd say I simplify my language. I speak slowly and clearly, use gestures and use visuals, to make it easier for the kids. Sometimes it really doesn't have to be hectic. This is how you'd actually teach. Hello, boys and girls. How are you today? You good? Are you happy? Are you sad? Those are the visuals. Those are the speaking clearly. The kids can hear you. Sometimes it doesn't really work because the kids can't hear what you're saying. So forget about that one. But if it works for you, darling, do it. And also another thing is repetition. You keep repeating key phrases. What do you like to do on weekends? What do you like to do on weekends? Simplify it. Make it, slow it down. Don't be like, what do you like to do on weekends? Okay, what do you like to do on Saturdays? Okay, and what do you like? The kids are like, all they hear is all they hear is so you need to relax, relax. Remember, English is not their language, and when they get home, some of them hardly even use English. So you need to also be mindful of that. You need to think about that part. The next question is, how do you keep students engaged in the class? So you'd be like, I include interactive games that requires movement or real life examples, speak about their life. When students are active, they stay focused and they enjoy learning. So if something relates to them, they would enjoy it and they would want to interact and be a part of the lesson because they get what you're talking about. How do you manage a large classroom? In a large classroom, it is very important to set rules in the beginning of the class, like make sure that the rules are very clear and keep the learning well paced. You don't have to I also use group works so all students can participate. So the kids also like that, mabeguma group works, because they can easily just, sometimes when we pair them up with their friends, it makes it even easier because some of them are shy to make mistakes in front of you. But the kids are very helpful towards each other, I'd say. Question number 10 would be, what would you do if a classroom becomes too noisy? I'd calmly pause the lesson, regain their attention, and remind them of the rules. It is also very important to keep reminding them, guys, remember, always listen. Remember, I don't teach her. Just remind them, hey, this is what is expected in the classroom. So please follow the rules. But another thing is, I would say I'm a leaders in the classroom. I would have leaders in the class where when it becomes noisy, I'm like, Youngjin, Kim Song-yoon, what is happening? Because I noticed that when you actually select my leaders in the classroom, and then maybe at the end of the week, we have an award, these leaders were the best, you give them an award, like a small cute gift, nothing too hectic, because gifting in Korea is not a thing. Yeah, it's just not a thing. So, like, even if it's a candy or a mistake or the budget by the best leader of the week, the best what of the week, and then you just award the kids. It helps, trust me. The next question number 12 would be, how do you motivate shy and quiet students? So I would encourage pair work and provide feedback, clapping hands. Wow, you did so great this week. You should try again, okay? Wow, ban. Let us all clap hands for who's mama. Let us all clap hands for, wow, you did a great job. Encourage the kids, bro. Like, also, feedback, these kids like it when you give them stickers, allow them to try. over time, this does help them feel more confident in speaking English, because they're like, if I can try it with my teacher, my teacher recognizes my effort. So let me keep trying. Maybe she's gonna recognize it more and more and more and more. So yeah, pairing them up, positive feedback, very important. What age group do you prefer teaching and why? So with this one, I think you should be flexible, because you don't want to say high school and the next thing they don't find placement for you in high school. I know you can easily say young students because they're motivated and eager to learn and stuff like that, but you must be very, just be like, I'm flexible with any age group as long as I can have a great impact into the kids' lives, the students' lives, make a great impact. When in whichever level or age group they put you in. So this one, I'm flexible. I'm just a flexible teacher. Anything that comes my way, I'm ready to tackle it. 14. How do you feel about co-teaching with a Korean teacher? I see co-teaching as a partnership. I respect my co-teachers' teaching experience. They know the kids well. They understand the culture well. So I'd also learn a lot from them, I believe. We would teach each other, teaching is learning too. So she teaches me the methods that she's been doing that have been helping, especially if you're new. You would actually learn a lot. So you're open to it because you know that these people are well experienced. But also make it very clear that communication is key when it comes to co-teaching. It is key because you and your co-teacher need to know how to handle the class. You guys need to know, sometimes you don't want the co-teacher to handle, especially when it comes to behavior. You also have to have, whenever the kids are not behaving, you need to be able to step up. Don't be too dependent on the teacher. Also have your own management styles, because the kids, sometimes they notice, oh, this one can't discipline us. So we're going to jump as we please on her head. So yeah, you need to know about that too, girl, boy, human being. What would you do if you disagree with your co-teacher? I would discuss it privately and professionally. I believe that compromise and respect are important, especially when the classroom is shared. Talk to her. Make sure it's professional and calm, because they also don't want it to come to them. Why would you do that? Blah, blah, blah. Sometimes it would disturb you during a lesson, but just be calm and deal with it after the class. Hey, teacher, I noticed you did this and this. What is the reason? What did I do wrong? How would you like me to do it? How have you been doing it? Okay, this is how I do it. Are you okay with that? So communicate. 16. How would you handle culture shock or homesickness? So with this one can be tricky. I'll first talk about the culture shock one. So I plan to stay open-minded, learn, connect with people, make friends, right? Especially in Korea, it's easier because there are other foreign teachers, but also you're also open to making Korean friends, right? Be very specific with that one. You're going to learn the language, because a culture shock for now, it becomes very difficult when you don't know the language. So you're going to learn the language, and I'm open-minded. I understand that we come from different cultures, so I'm open to learning about this person's culture, etc., etc. And then the homesickness is one. Hey, technology has made our lives very easier. I wouldn't just cry and pack my bags and go home. I can easily video call my parents. I can easily video call my friends, talk to them, and then we're just good, Just don't say, I would love to go back home and I just want to visit my mom. I want my mom now. Remember why you came here. You can't just pack your bags and go. You remember? I understand that homesickness is a thing, If I'm being honest, it is a thing. It's going to happen. I cannot stop it. But because of technology, I can easily video call. I can easily call. I can easily go out and eat a meal that reminds me of home, It can engage with other South Africans if I feel like anything South African, Easy. So the next one is, are you open being placed in a rural area? I see it as an opportunity to experience the authentic Korean life. I feel like that's where you'd actually experience it, in like the rural areas, because in the vibey cities, people are more open and they are open to the world. They adopt, certain beliefs, behaviors, cultures, So in the rural, it's more authentic. And also, the important thing is making a meaningful impact in that specific community. So you don't want to choose where you want to make a great impact. Just say, I know that wherever I'll be placed, I'll make a great impact. So I am flexible when it comes to any placement. Chai, done. Oh, question number 18, how do you handle stress or challenges at work? I stay organized. Reflect on what I can improve, focus on solutions rather than problems. And also, you try to stay as focused as possible, prepare your lessons way ahead of time. If there's a problem, try and resolve it quickly. Done, deal. Number 19, What do you think is the role of a native English teacher in Korea? Our role is to help students develop confidence in speaking English and also expose them to natural pronunciation and culture. Make sure that you are the best teacher you can possibly be. Why should EPIK choose you? I am adaptable, I am professional, and I am genuinely passionate about teaching. I'm committed to supporting students and working well with the people of our community, school, either the school or whichever community you be placed at, I'd say, because you basically do represent EPIK wherever you're placed. Those are the questions, you guys. Let me check if I missed out on anything. Oh, another thing that would be, how would you handle, I'm not sure if this one I mentioned, how would you handle a classroom with different levels of students? I mean, so when you're a planner, your classes are structured. So obviously your classes will have material to cater for every level, So you understand that one student may be higher than the other. So make sure that you have more activities for the ones who are higher, because if you don't, they're going to disturb the whole class. So I'm prepared with material. I am aware of the levels of students in my classrooms. Don't always have a way to deal with the lower, the middle, and the higher. There should always be a way. So that is how you would answer that question. Another one is, how would you handle a difficult student? So usually with a difficult student, there's always a reason. Maybe they're bored by the lesson, maybe they've done it before, or they know what's up, Give them something else to keep them active. Don't be repeating the same thing. Challenge them, give them a more difficult task compared to the others. Always have something extra to use. But also another thing that I learned from a friend of mine, shout out to you, Ayander. She mentioned that in her classroom, she would make that specific student who is a bit disruptive, because they already know the work most. It's not like you are depriving them. But what she said is that the one who is disruptive, you make sure that you make them the leader of the class. So they would be helping the teacher out. So let's say he's being disruptive, give him something to do. Hey, Jonathan or Yongjin, give stickers to the ones who are listening or the ones who are well behaved. So he's going to be responsible for that. Or he can be the class leader. When you hand out papers, ask him, please get the pencils and give everyone the pencils. Please do this and do this and do this and do this, If, I'd say it's basically that. Another thing is, if the student is too disruptive and then now it's beyond your control, you can easily say, I'd ask my co-teacher. Firstly, you try to resolve the issue on your own, and then you involve the co-teacher. If that doesn't work, you then involve the parents. But usually it's the co-teachers who do that, because they can easily communicate with the parents because they speak Korean, language barrier. And then another thing they would ask you, what do you know about the Korean culture? I know that you bow when you greet anyone, be it older or younger. Good morning, 안녕하세요, 안녕하세요, So that is important. And also you take off your shoes in Korea when you enter, like especially skoleni. So by the main door, there's like shelves where you take the indoor shoes and you remove your outdoor shoes because of cleanliness and stuff like that. So you know about that. And there's just more. You just need to search about the Korean culture. The tipping, tipa in Korea is not a thing. You don't tip at a restaurant. It's just not. It's not their thing. I'm a gift. I think it's considered as bribes, so you wouldn't really accept. I think also with expensive gifts, it's not a thing. And then it comes to, what are your strengths and weaknesses? Also that my strengths are adapting, creating fun lessons, make it about your teaching. What is your weakness? I'm a perfectionist, so I want to make sure that my lessons are all perfect, even though I can make mistakes, but I try to make it, use that as a weakness. It's a strength, but like being a perfectionist, I guess, is a weakness. I don't know, I think. What do you do when things don't go as planned? Usually that happens a lot in Korea. So because you've mentioned I'm flexible, I'm always flexible. So I would make sure to just read the room and instantly act. Read the room, instantly act. Don't be shy, don't. Also guys, okay, enough of the questions. Let us get to the lesson part. They're like, we are giving you 3 minutes to prepare for the lesson. Pretend you are teaching a class of elementary school students. Their level is intermediate and the class is a 30-minute. Think about a topic very quickly, or even the one that you chose for your lesson plan. I guess that is also fine. You need to act as though you're teaching. So here's an example. I chose, what did I choose again? Modes of transportation, I think. So what do you do in the beginning? You greet the students. Good morning, boys and girls. Good morning. Can you say good morning, teacher? Good morning, teacher. Great. How are you today? I'm good. How are you, teacher? I'm great. So how's the weather today? Who wants to try? It's sunny and cold. Great. Is it rainy? No, No. Is it cloudy? No. Okay, great. So can you tell me, remember yesterday we learned how to say, I like this, I don't like this. So let us review before we start. You start. Kim Young-jin, stand up, please. Can you tell me what you like and what you don't like? 3, 2, 1, go. I like apples and pizza. I don't like strawberries and mango. Good job. Ethan, can you tell me what you like and you don't like? I like strawberries and nana. I don't like chicken and beef. Okay, great job. So today we're going to learn about transportation. Can you say transportation? Transportation. Okay, great. So you play like screen, right, where you show the words. The first thing that you show are the words of the day. So amaka vocabulary of the day, and then the key expression. So the vocabulary will be train, bus, ride, go, anything that has to do with transport. So you ride a bicycle, you take a bus to school, you take a train, a wheel, what is this, shoving. But anyways, pick up, drop off, anything that has to do with transportation. A train, you tap in, tap out, those kind of vocabulary. And then you start with the key expression. Key expression would be, what do you take to school? So you repeat it. What do you take to school? Can you listen and repeat? Okay, listen and repeat. 3, 2, 1. What do you take to school? 3, 2, 1. What do you take to school? Let's try it one more time. What do you take to school? What do you take to school? Good. And then you show a train. I take a train to school. I take a train to school. Very good. I take a bike to school. I take a bike to school. One more time. I take a bike to school. Very good. I take a taxi to school. I take a taxi to school. Very good. So let us sing a song maybe. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 swish. The doors on the bus go open and close, shut and close. Yeah. And then when you're done, you're like, thank you, you did very great today. So teacher will see you again tomorrow. Okay, can you say, goodbye, teacher, see you tomorrow? Very great. You did well today. So goodbye, everyone. See you tomorrow. Then maybe you give them stickers and then they leave. And then you're done with your demo lesson. Simple. Very simple. So make sure you have the vocabulary, key expression, a song or a game. It depends, because sometimes there's a game day, there's a writing day, there's, act day and what day. Listening, speaking, reading, writing, and what is the fourth one? I forgot the fourth one. But make sure you use everything. Smile. Do it extra if you need to be extra. Hi, how are you today? You're not obviously going to have the mood every day, but this is an interview, so you need to be smart about it. Yeah, okay guys, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. Kindly please comment down below what you thought about the video, which question was like difficult for you. Are you looking forward to an interview? If you need any help, hit me up, because I passed all my interviews. So I am the gal that I think I am. If you have a problem, call me. 065. I'm joking. Goodbye guys. Please do click the likes button, subscribe, and just comment, Bye.